Good afternoon. My name is Victor Ramos, and I serve as the Vice President for Advancement here at Millersville University. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 166th Annual Commencement. The formal ceremony will begin in a few minutes. In the unlikely event of an emergency, an announcement will be made from the podium to assist in your safe departure from the gymnasium. If you or anyone seated nearby are in need of emergency medical attention during the ceremony, we ask you move quietly to find an event staff member or university police. They will direct you to the emergency personnel who are stationed nearby. Out of respect for the graduates and everyone gathered, we ask that all mobile devices be silenced for the duration of the ceremony. Graduates, today is a very special time for you, and it is important that you follow our EPIC values with appropriate decorum and respectful behavior. Please be mindful that everyone here today would like to hear their student's name announced as they receive their diploma cover and are individually recognized. Please hold your applause until after each college dean has concluded, and for the safety of all participants and guests, we ask that everyone remain in your seats until the conclusion of the ceremony. In the interest of continued public safety, congratulatory handshakes will be omitted from today's ceremony. Now please continue to enjoy the video until the ceremony begins, and have a joyous and safe day.
be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 166th Annual Commencement of Millersville University. I am Dr. Gail Gasbridge, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. On this special occasion, we honor and confer the undergraduate degrees. Last evening, the university conferred degrees to the doctorate and master's candidates. We also would like to extend our greetings to those attending today's ceremony virtually. Now please stand if you are able for the singing of the national anthem sung by Lindsay Fair, class of 2022.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we won were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lindsay. I am honored to introduce those members of the platform party who will not be introduced later as part of the program, some of whom are seated on the floor and some seated up here with me. The following are members of the administration and faculty: Mr. Gilbert Brown, Vice President for Finance and Administration; Dr. James Dell, Associate Provost for Academic Administration and Dean of the College of Graduate Studies and Adult Learning; Dr. Victor DeSantis, Vice President for External Affairs and Chief of Staff; Mr. Joshua Hartranft, Interim Chief Technology and Innovation Officer; Dr. Rachel Finley Bowman, Dean of Student Success and Associate Provost for Academic Support Services; Mr. Thomas Richardson, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management; Mr. Victor Ramos, Vice President for Advancement; and Dr. Julie Lombardi, Associate Professor of Wellness and Sports Sciences and one of our most senior faculty members, who is the mace bearer for today's commencement ceremony. Please join me in welcoming these members of the platform party. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Kelly Bana, President of ABSCUF and Associate Professor of Psychology, to offer greetings on behalf of the faculty.
Thank you, Dr. Gasparich, and congratulations on what was a very successful first year as Millersville's Provost. Well, good evening, everybody. It's good to see you all. Thank you for your flexibility. I know most of you weren't planning on being here tonight, but I'm really glad to see all of your faces, especially because I see some of my students out there. Yay, this is my college. Okay, I'll get back to the script. It is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all today on behalf of the Millersville University faculty and to congratulate all of our graduates on everything you've accomplished in your time with us. I'm going to use my time today to tell you a story. It's about a former student and advisee of mine who I'll call Casey. By the way, former students of mine who watched this live stream are texting me, asking me if this is them, and I'm like, no, it's not. So this is not about anybody here. One semester, Casey showed up to our semi-annual advising meeting looking kind of a mess, clearly upset and on the verge of tears. Turns out that she had just broken up with her boyfriend, and she was having a rough time handling it. We talked about that for a bit. I did some advising, and then when she was leaving my office, she turned around and she said, "I wish I were strong like you. It's so sexy." Now, the first thing that went through my mind was, well, that is an interesting choice of words, which I'm going to ignore because that's literally the only thing I can do right now. And then I asked her, "What do you mean by that?" And she replied, "Well, you would never be so upset by a breakup. You'd be fine. You'd just get over it." And at that moment, I heard dozens of my friends from the past 20 years laughing in unison in my head. So I said to her, "Oh, really? Okay, well, let me tell you a little story." And I proceeded to tell her about a breakup I'd had in grad school. I will not bore you with all of the details. Tenure doesn't afford me that much more speaking time than I've been allotted. But the long and short of it is, we dated, he lied all the time, like every other time he opened his mouth, which is impressive when you think about it, and we broke up. And it nearly broke me. To this day, I cannot explain to you, or to myself, why that breakup hit me so hard, but I was a mess. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was getting out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning to drive over to his house to see if his car was in the driveway where it was supposed to be. Narrator, it was not. I was what people in the clinical side of my industry would call crazy, but they wouldn't call it that because that's not appropriate, but I work with rats and it's about me, so I'll just tell you I was a crazy person. One day, it got so bad that I started shaking uncontrollably while I was in my fish lab, which is a whole other story. And I just had to go home. So I got in my car, I drove home, I walked in the house, and I proceeded to collapse face down on the kitchen floor, where I spent the next 20 minutes crying into a puddle of my own snot and tears, which was decidedly not sexy. The whole time I was down there, I kept asking myself, what in the hell is the matter with me? By that point in my life, I'd been through much worse. My father died when I was 13. My mother committed suicide when I was 17. This breakup was, by all objective measures, nowhere near as bad as any of that. And I knew I was actually much better off not dating a lying liar who lies. But I still could not get up off that floor. That was when I decided I needed to get some professional help. Now, I had, and I still have, better friends than anyone in the world deserves. And if you don't have any of those yet, you should go get you some. Better yet, be one of those friends. They were supportive. They listened to me cry. They tolerated my continued misery. But I needed more help than that. So a few days later, I called a guy, I spent some time in therapy, and between that and the support I had from my friends and family, I got through it. I mean, I'm no longer laying on the kitchen floor anymore, right? So back to Casey. As I told her this story, she stood there with her eyes wide open and her jaw on the ground like she could not believe the words that were coming out of my mouth. And I told her, I said, being strong does not mean that you never get knocked on your ass. It means that you know how to get back up when you do. Strength is a lot like courage. Courage is persistence in the face of fear. If you've never been afraid, well, then you're just not afraid, but that doesn't make you courageous. Similarly, strength is persistence in the face of challenges. If you've never been challenged, that's great, and I am so happy for you. But that's not a demonstration of strength, you're just lucky. And emotional strength, much like physical strength, takes time to develop. Every hardship you endure, every challenge you face, prepares you a little bit more for getting through the next one. But it takes time. It's not something that your parents can teach you or that you can learn in a classroom. It requires experience and a lot of self-reflection. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that you were all leading charmed lives before COVID came along. I'm sure some of you had endured quite a bit before the spring of 2020. But COVID has been a once-in-a-century challenge that has been devastating in a way that is new and quite special to all of us. And while all of us have struggled through the past 2 years, teenagers and emerging adults, that's what you guys are, that's what we call you. You're not kids, you're not quite adults yet, you're like emerging into adulthood. Those of you who may not have entered this crisis with less experience navigating the choppy waters of life have been particularly affected. Open any social media page and you'll see no fewer than half a dozen headlines that basically amount to, the kids are not okay. And after a year of being back on campus, I'm here to tell you, the kids are not, in fact, okay. They are anxious, they are depressed, they're unmotivated, They are generally beat down, is how I would describe it. And how can you blame them? They've been through a lot. Okay, I'm coming around to the inspirational home stretch, I promise. Our students have been through a lot. My students have been through a lot. I mean, they've been through me, so there's that. I won't bore you with a list because we don't have time for that, but you know what I'm talking about. And a lot of students, for whatever reasons, many of them quite valid, had to leave school over the past few years. But not you. You all persisted in the face of many, many challenges. There were probably days when it took every last ounce of motivation and energy that you had just to drag yourself out of bed and over to your computer so that you could log into your Zoom classes. And there were probably some days that you couldn't even do that. But somehow you managed to get yourself off the proverbial kitchen floor and do what you needed to do. It may not have been pretty. It may not have been graceful. There may have been some ugly crying and a little bit of snot. It happens. That's okay. But none of that matters now. What matters is that you are here getting the diploma that you earned. And I should tell you, there's actually a fake diploma. The real ones are in the mail, so you should get those at the point. By virtue of the fact that you are sitting here today, you've demonstrated to others, but most importantly, and listen to me here for a minute because this is the most important part, to yourselves, that you have what it takes to tackle any problem that life may throw your way, that you are able to do what you had to do to become a college graduate in spite of the fact that the world is falling apart around you. And some of you are the first in your families to do so. You should take a moment to reflect on that and to be proud of it, to celebrate your extraordinary persistence in the face of extraordinary challenges. Because the world knocked you on your asses, and I hate to be the one to tell you this, but it is going to knock you on your asses again. But now you know how to get back up. And more importantly, you know how to get back up. Now, after all of that hard work, you are, to paraphrase maybe my most favorite Harry Potter character, as you can hear, you are free elves, right? And I brought you a sock. I'm sorry I couldn't afford to buy all of you socks, but this is a symbolic sock for all of you. And as you move on from Millersville University and you face challenges that await you, know that you are strong and that you can survive just about anything. And my hope for you is that you also find ways to thrive. The kids may not be okay, but you guys are going to be just fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bana. I would now like to introduce Ms. Liesel Schlott, President of the Millersville University Student Government Association, who will bring greetings to the graduating class.
Thank you, Dr. Gasparich. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you on this momentous occasion in our lives. As a student who transferred in the middle of an academic year, I was worried about making connections in a completely new place, 4 hours away from family and 6 hours away from most of my friends. At the time, it was difficult getting used to a new location and a new structure, but that is just how college is. Most students, when they start, feel the same nervousness and uncertainty. What I appreciate about it now is that I was able to get a new start on experiencing what university life was like. And I was given the opportunity to meet amazing friends and people who I've worked with the past 2.5 years. Today, we experience collectively a new kind of nervousness and uncertainty. The knowledge that we are beginning a new step in our lives that is so daunting, just stepping into the next 50 years of our lives. But even though we're stepping away from this college experience, there's a fear and excitement of what is next. Know that these experiences and the relationships you've made with the people here live on with you. For myself, the past semester has been filled with juggling. Like many of you, I've been trying to finish strong in both my classes and setting myself up after college. What helped me come to terms with leaving these formative years behind me was a discussion in my later British literature class with Dr. Emily Baldiz. We read Joy by Zadie Smith, and we talked about what it meant to experience joy and how it differs from pleasure. The things we do for fun can easily be replaced with other things or activities. But the things that bring us joy, like our relationships, friendships, and passions, are not so easily replaced. And it comes at a cost when we are moving on from the things that bring us joy. With that, cherish these memories and these people. We may not speak to them every day after this ceremony, but know they will be here for you. You will have your Millersville family, the friends, mentors, and professors that helped you along the way, to come back to when you need them. That's why I chose Millersville. I knew no matter what, I would have to be an advocate for myself in life, but it is so easy to do that when you have good people behind you. I'm taking this joy with me throughout my career and life after MU, and I hope you will too. Thank you to all the people who have supported me, and thank you to all of you for allowing me to do the best I could as student body president. Class of 2022, we made it. I'm now honored to introduce Dr. Daniel Wuba, Millersville University's 15th president, who will offer his wisdom to our graduating class.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our graduating students, family members, friends, and our faculty on this special occasion. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to take a moment to remember all the people we have lost this academic year. Thank you. Class of 2022, you've made it. Or I should say we've made it, because I came with you July 2018. If you remember, that's when I came, and you arrived on campus in September 2018. But just to let you know, I'm not leaving, okay? You are graduating, you are going to the world, and you are going to stay back here to hold the home court. And just remember that Millersville will always be home for you. This class is a special class for me because this is the first class that was a freshman year when I arrived. And no one could have predicted what we've gone through in the past 4 years. I bet when you arrive on this campus, if you were told that, you spend a year taking classes online, you would say, no, that can't be possible. But it happened, and you made it through. So this is a special class for me. There will be no other class like the class of 2022 for me. So congratulations in advance. I know that today is a milestone in your life that demonstrates that you have accomplished something precious after a lot of hard work. Why do I say that? Let me share some data with you. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, approximately 90% of Americans above the age of 25 have a high school diploma. But the official 4-year graduation rate for students attending public universities like Millersville is 34%. And the 6-year graduation rate is 58%. What does that mean? What it means is, out of every 10 students who start in the public university, 4 of them never make it. Only 6 are able to graduate. And you are one of those 6 who have attended a public university and you are living with a degree. That is an accomplishment no one can take from you. These data support the need for us to celebrate today because it is a major accomplishment. But before we start with all this celebration, let us recognize those who have made it possible for you to get to this point in your lives. Let's start first by thanking your parents, your guardians, families, and friends for the role they played in getting you here. From the time you arrived on this campus to this moment, they have supported and encouraged you. Let's give them and those who are watching online a round of applause. Second, I want to thank our faculty members who walked beside you, our graduates, on your educational journey. They have guided and assisted you in the acquisition of a holistic education that is firmly rooted in the liberal arts and sciences as well as various professions. I especially recognize our faculty members' dedication to our students during the past 2 years because of the pandemic. Faculty, kindly stand up to be recognized. Thank you. For our students, you arrived on this campus with a mixture of emotions such as excitement, determination, and perhaps some anticipation. And I do remember September of 2018, actually it was late August, when you were moving into the residence halls. I was there with some of my staff helping you move your things into your residence hall rooms. And I could tell some of you were gung-ho, you knew what you wanted to do, you were going for it. And some of you were, okay, let me try this then at Millersville. But our faculty members welcomed all of you. They guided you, they challenged you, and they prepared you for life after today. Now, as you depart the confines of Millersville University, it's been comfortable for the past 4 years, despite the challenges you face. It is likely that some of you are anxious about what the future holds. But don't worry, because I know and I am confident that the education that you received from Millersville University has given you the skills and the competencies that you need to succeed at the next phase of your life. During this pandemic, we've witnessed social injustice, violence, protests, and armed conflict between nations. There were occasions when we felt disengaged from our neighbors as we tried to make sense of evolving issues and policies. But as the saying goes, the true character of an individual comes into play during challenging times or crisis. And as a student, you have exhibited a high level of tolerance and grit. That demonstrates what the late Maya Angelou said, quote, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it," end quote. Although the pandemic that is currently disappearing tried as much as possible to change what was going on around you, your character has enabled you to get to this moment because you didn't allow the pandemic to reduce you. That's very important. You lived through this pandemic, you are graduating on time. If you've gone through this pandemic and it didn't reduce you, you've already set yourself up for a bright future. Now, one of the reasons why we are all here today is our core value as an institution, what we call the EPIC values. It stands for exploration, professionalism, public mission, integrity, inclusion, and compassion. That's what basically guides what we do on this campus. We live these values. They are not just words on our campus. Collectively, these values serve as a compass for the decision-making and operations of this campus. They are like lived experiences. And they are manifested in what has brought all of us here today. As explorers, you opened your mind to new ideas and new perspectives, and you courageously pushed yourself beyond your comfort zone. As professionals, you augmented your coursework with experiential opportunities to further hone your skills and broaden your horizons. Focused on public mission, you raised awareness of social injustices while supporting each other and the broader community with acts of charity and kindness. Acting with integrity, you found the strength to prioritize learning by completing your assignments and examinations. Remember March 2020, when we told you you were going home for spring break, and the next thing you heard is you are not coming back to campus, right? You remember that? Okay. But guess what? You were able to take your classes online. You were able to continue your academic work. Our faculty were able to pivot, and they were with you. It took your own characteristics of being someone with integrity to do your assignments and take your exams online. Valuing inclusion, the pandemic provided opportunities to meet individuals from diverse backgrounds on your journey to become a global citizen. You have demonstrated a lot of compassion during your 4 years at Millersville. Starting first, fall of 2018, when we did the Day of Caring. I think most of you will remember. Normally, Saturday mornings for students in the fall is waking up at what? Maybe 9 or 10. That morning at 7 o'clock, there were more than 200 men as first-year students who were ready to go out to the community, to go and work in the city of Lancaster, in Millersville Borough, to help other people. You've demonstrated compassion. So today, I know it's a memorable day for you, your family, and your friends. And so with so much going on, it is most likely that you didn't remember a lot of what I've said, right? It's normal not to remember a whole lot. This afternoon, we heard from one of our alums who graduated 41 years ago in this same auditorium that just caught, and he said, I don't remember what the speaker said. Don't worry. I'm going to leave you with 3 things that I hope 41 years from now, you either remember or it will help you to be the person you want to be. First, everyone has God-given talents. And as indicated in our university mission statement, use these talents to change the world in a positive way, especially for others, one life at a time. Second, life is full of challenges and opportunities, hills or mountains and valleys. Never forget that it is not the temporary setbacks and the demanding circumstances that will define who you are, but it is how you react to those circumstances that will determine who you are. You heard Dr. Barner say you face challenges. I would not stand here and tell you that you are not going to face challenges, but I believe you have the tools, you have the skills, you have the motivation to react in the positive way. So don't forget that. You go through challenges, but you are ready and you react in the right way. And finally, the third suggestion I will make is this. Remember that selfless significance is the best way to be successful. This means think about the other person before you think about yourself. Be humble and be grateful for what you have. Because even on your worst days, when nothing is working for you, where you feel that, oh, this is the end, nothing is going right for me, remember that there is someone somewhere who would prefer to be you. If you think about that, that will turn your thoughts around and you will only head upwards. So, those are the three things that I want to share with you. 41 years from now, if you don't remember anything, I hope these three thoughts would have in some way contributed towards you being the person you want to be. So, on behalf of Millersville University, I salute my special class of 2022. Remember that your roots are here at Millersville with pride. Keep us informed of your future accomplishments. There will be a lot. There will be a lot. I can see on your faces. You are going to change the world. Okay? And the last thing I would say before I wrap up is that use any excuse you can to come back to campus. One of them will be, I've missed Miller and Sville on the pond. I want to see them. Come along. We would be here waiting for you. This is your home. Come as often as you want. Homecoming is an opportunity for you to be on this campus. Connect with your friends. Don't forget that. So, stay connected to your alma mater. And I wish you Godspeed and abundant success as you graduate today. Congratulations, class of 2022.
There are a number of veterans, National Guard reservists, first responders, and newly commissioned ROTC lieutenants among you. We applaud your dedication to your studies and your service to our country. Will all the graduating veterans, reservists, first responders, and ROTC lieutenants please stand to be recognized? Nobody? All right, that's going to be a special one for you. Millersville University students are awarded honors in 3 categories: departmental honors, University Honors College, and University Honors. In order to graduate from the University Honors College program, a student must not only complete designated honors courses and a thesis, but also maintain a grade point average in honors courses of at least a 3.35. The highest earned academic honor the university can bestow is summa cum laude, which is a grade point average of 3.95 to 4. You will see these honors underneath the students' names as they walk past. It is now my pleasure to present the candidates for the baccalaureate degrees for the College of Education and Human Services and the School of Social Work to Dr. Wuba for conferral of their degrees. Ladies and gentlemen, after the conferring of degrees, marshals will guide the graduates by college to the stage.
The undergraduate candidates present for the College of Education and Human Services and the School of Social Work have taken all of their examinations and are being recommended for their degrees by the faculty of their schools. Will all candidates now kindly stand? Upon the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, through the Board of Governors and the Council of Trustees, I confer upon you the appropriate baccalaureate degree together with all of its associated rights, privileges, and responsibilities. Congratulations. You may be seated.
I I now invite Dr. Marcia Bolton, Interim Dean of the College of Education and Human Services and School of Social Work, who will present the graduates of this college as they arrive to the stage.
Congratulations. Marshals, would you please bring forth the graduates from the College of Education, Human Services, and the School of Social Work?
Madison S. Magano. Riley Elizabeth Morton. Courtney A. Heiner, cum laude. Kaylin Elizabeth Harris. Kylie Marie Funk, magna cum laude. Brady Serena. Sydney M. Shannon. Emily Funke. Courtney Gail Drennan. Shayla Good, summa cum laude. Alyssa Brooke Mackey. Emily G. Kleintop, magna cum laude. Amanda Hartman. Caitlin Ruthann Roland. Madison DeWald, magna cum laude. Krista L. Anderson, cum laude. Ashley Lauren Smith. Sarah Koch Martin. Bridget Kathleen Dugan. Elisa M. Troutman. Kayla Dawn Shoemaker Haywood, cum laude. Kimberly A. Webb, cum laude. Rachel Ward. Dylan Connor O'Neill. Mary Bronya, summa cum laude. Destiny LeBron, cum laude. Courtney Susan Fries, magna cum laude. Alexa Grace Stern, cum laude. Caitlin Mackenzie Murphy, cum laude. Kaylee Garman, cum laude. Ashley Koblenz. Bentley Bartell. Reland Mary Sogling. Jelena Marie Ramos. Andrea Marie Shearer. Caitlin Alexa Bader, cum laude. Shantea Lapre Bailey. Drea Alexandria Walker. Michelle E. Winger, summa cum laude. Hannah E. Schink, cum laude. Hallie N. Reisinger, magna cum laude. Jillian M. Miller, magna cum laude. Benjamin Dexter Spangler, cum laude. Kelly Danielle Finn, cum laude. Abigail Bailey Savicki, summa cum laude. Dana Miller, cum laude. John James Guzik. Eliza Bluestein. Brooke Ashley Strickhauser, cum laude. Sarah Conroy, cum laude. Lauren Alexandra Ehrlich, magna cum laude. Sarah Richwine. Kayla Audrey Winger, summa cum laude. Margaret J. Anderson, summa cum laude. Kylie M. Evie, magna cum laude. Nicole Catherine Sander, cum laude. Camille M. Palmer, magna cum laude. Kara Delaney Haley, summa cum laude. Olivia C. Citron, cum laude. Greta Ann Petron Van Armen, summa cum laude. Gabriella M. Versace, magna cum laude. Samantha J. Beekler, magna cum laude. Madison E. Shell. Breland Wiltshire. Victoria Renee Ziegler. Sabrina M. Kramer. Anastasia Indy LeBron. Caitlin Lee Marcini. Amadas Y. Justice. Abigail Lynn Phillips, cum laude. Stephen Groman. Sarah Faith Ortiz. Samuel Bryson Botnick. Hannah Myers. Samantha J. McDonough. Megan E. Gilbert. Johanna Eisman Hoffer, summa cum laude. Clayton Adams, magna cum laude. Sienna Michelle Dominguez. Haley M. Myers, cum laude. Rachel C. Lesher, magna cum laude. Casey Whitman Souter, magna cum laude. Olivia Rose Easton. Stephanie Corinne Byler. Priyanka Thapa. Deja Danelle Outen. Alyssa Olweiler, magna cum laude. Leticia Cruz Flores. Apsara Upreti, cum laude. Jody L. Hillard, summa cum laude. Marjorie A. Schaefer, magna cum laude. Amanda Louise Kircher. Kristen Riker, magna cum laude. Christina Diane Miller. Rebecca May Ansbach. Jada Anna Morales. Mary E. Simple. Kelly Solbach. Tara R. Ross. Samantha Pulius, cum laude. Kelly Joe Singleton, summa cum laude. Skylar R. Maurer, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Irene Flick, summa cum laude. Madison Luring, magna cum laude. Matthew McGovern. Alexis Marie Cancilla, magna cum laude. Mackenzie Ford, cum laude. Callie Fisher, cum laude. Sarah Marie Eversole. Anna Maria Pyro, summa cum laude. Hannah Rose Sullivan, magna cum laude. Jasmine Nicole Shaw Morris, magna cum laude. Emma S. Wyrick, cum laude. Alyssa Rose Sarah, cum laude. Gabriella Marie Karch, magna cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Olszewski, summa cum laude. Dylan Thomas Mulroney, cum laude. Desiree M. Landis, cum laude. Cassidy Lynn Beitelsbacher, magna cum laude. Elena Campbell Antonucci, cum laude. Stephanie Michelle Weaver. Janice J. N. Woods. Allison Renee Jennings. Kiana Kerlock Thomas. Samantha Audrey Chiota. Michaela Scully, cum laude. Grace Marie Munns. Sarah Haley, cum laude. Taylor Ann Massam. Alexis N. Waltemeyer. Justin Carter. Nix Crushang. Elizabeth Diane Esperanza. Gabriela Cobos, cum laude. Riley Custer. Caitlin Jessica Birmingham. Julia Ann Kerrigan, cum laude. Michaela Elizabeth Raykugler. Iberto Guzman Gonzalez. Michael L. DiTullio. Griffin Helm. Kat Sandell. Brittany Hinderhofer, magna cum laude. Christina Holly Wagner, cum laude. Leah Ray Stannard. Bimnet Bukelly. Caitlin N. Lay. Alexandra Heder, summa cum laude. Jason Andrew Swigert. Madison O'Donnell, cum laude. Deborah Renee Gantz, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Urban, cum laude. Brianna Paris. Hallie Nicole Rex. Ariana Brittany McGulhays. Luis Zavala. Kaylee Nicole Pribozniak. Eden Elizabeth Miller. Amanda Bruno. Gabrielle Markovich. Nathan Erb. Spencer Philip Short, magna cum laude. Kayla Ray Hansen. Madison Lee Kowalik, cum laude. Riley Mills. Madison Laurel Wenig. Ellen Margaret Stambaugh. Alicia Melody Fox, summa cum laude. James C. D'Alfonso. Redate S. Negatu. Matthew C. Schroeder. Claire Robinson, summa cum laude. Brenly Marie Weaver, summa cum laude. Kristen Sweet, magna cum laude. Kaylee Ferry. Angelique M. Brogan. Amy Nicole Indy, summa cum laude. Haley Sage Fegley, magna cum laude. Olivia Sonnet, magna cum laude. Erin Elizabeth Hinchy, cum laude. Vanessa Renee Valencia. Allison Rake, magna cum laude. Gina Marie Calentuno. Olivia Supansky. Amanda Renee DePaula. Anna M. Milner, magna cum laude. Casey Nicole Demet. Justine Lemon, magna cum laude. Madison Sharp. Alyssa Baylor. Marissa Pachati. Victoria Taylor Stillwagon. Orbelina Esther Flores, cum laude. Gabrielle Rose Conley. Jessica Lynn Tate. Sarah Reinhard. Cole Souders. Dacia Destiny Davis. Gloria M. Gallagher. Lydia Grace Ricks. Leon Hausman, magna cum laude. Taylor Shuba, cum laude. Carissa Ray Collins, magna cum laude. Stacy Lynn Hoke, cum laude. Ariana Marie Hernandez. Brianna Rose Walker. Kelly Ann Pizzora, magna cum laude. Kirsten Elizabeth Hoff. Taylor Ayana Grant. Chloe Wood. Taylor Crehan, cum laude. Miranda Leanne Rosa. Alexis Gunston. Hannah K. Schilling. Kyle Vargas. Olivia Dunyan. Carrie Souter. Rashin Osman, magna cum laude. Amanda Goodman. Cassidy N. Lutzo. Eliza May McNamara. Jade Brianna Myers. Caitlin Olivia Grubb, cum laude. Jared E. Cohen, magna cum laude. Lovna A. Thier. Tyler J. Ryman. Brittany T. Mago. Shannon Ann Widman. Natalie Lynn Felker. Aubrey Jill Garman, cum laude. Lauren Kenny Minch. Sarah Kashetas. Miriam Almutaseb. Angelica Maria Fajardo, magna cum laude. Melinda Anderson. Mary Rose Graves. Alexandria McCoy Stambaugh. Emily L. Gutierrez. Brianna Jalen Batavio, cum laude. Chase Alisakis. Lydia Ino Gata. Hannah E. Brown, cum laude. Keegan Carricker. Friar Jada Barnes, cum laude. Haley Madison Lathrop. Deborah Rose Patience Bernstein. Michael A. Carew. Madison Jane Montebianco, Leanna Dawn Kiley, Victoria Donovan, Taylor Corinne Tyhansky, Molly McGovern, Morgan Christine Kernich, cum laude, Alex Maynard, Anna Lisette Baldwin, cum laude, Norris Bullock, Jr., Larissa Whitmoyer, cum laude, Grace Emily Rhine, magna cum laude, Josephine Mangaza Lupayo, Kelly Lynn Johnson, Taylor Legensky, Sarah E. Lorson Perales, magna cum laude, Trevor J. Fink, LaShonda Melissa Bethia, Alexandra Barcio, Laura J. Abel, cum laude, Paige C. Lerman, cum laude, Catherine Herminia Addison, Joyce Staton, Stephanie Lopera Guerrero, cum laude, Naima Y. Abdullah, Alexis Michelle Marie Elliott, Atia Chanel McDonald, Chandra Jones Aye, Sydney Elaine Bibbs,
That concludes the graduates from the College of Education and Human Services and the School of Social Work.
Congratulations, graduates. You may now reposition your tassels. All right. So on behalf of more than 73,000 Millersville University alumni, it is my extreme honor to be the first to officially welcome you to the Millersville University Alumni Association. Each year, this association has the pleasure of welcoming a new generation of alumni into its fold. It is our hope that you will keep us informed of the significant developments in your life, of which we are sure there will be many as you continue to make your alma mater proud. Congratulations and welcome to the alumni family. I wish to express sincere appreciation to Ms. Schlott, Ms. Fair, and Ms. Morales, to the marshals, Dr. Sanuto and the University Wind Ensemble, and other program participants for their role in today's ceremony. I also wish all of the mothers in the audience a heartfelt Happy Mother's Day. That's a good one. Let us all remember the women and men who are serving our country throughout the world and who are away from their families and friends. I wish all of you gathered here today a safe journey home. And now, please refer to the last page of your program as we conclude this ceremony with the singing of the first and third verses of the alma mater, led by Miss Sarah Madonna, class of 2022, and performed by the Millersville University Wind Ensemble. Will the audience please rise and remain standing until the recessional has ended? Thank you and congratulations once again to the class of 2020.
Millersville, we sing to thee hymns of praise and loyalty. Sons and daughters, staunch and bold, follow 'neath the black and gold. Here we fight for truth and right, shield and buckler ever bright. Rich in truth we'll ever be. Millersville, we sing to thee. Honor, fame, and glory bright, we inherit through thy light. Scholarship, thy first great aim, proudly still upholds thy name. Alma mater, we adore thy great spirit evermore. Gratitude and reverence may Millersville be thine foray.
you.